Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Friend. Let's talk about it. I'm your girl Shauna Marie, and today we have an amazing guest with us. Today we have Khalees. Say hey, Khalees.
Hey y'all.
Yes, so I appreciate you coming on and talking to us today. I know this is something that's really heavy to speak about, so I appreciate your bravery and your vulnerability in being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about like this is ooh.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about suicide and the impact. And Khalees came on to share her story with us, and we're gonna talk about how you got through, girl.
Didn't get through by myself, I'll tell you that much.
All right then. So, who is Khalees? Tell us a little bit about you. Like, where are you from? What was
Ooh.
your life like growing up? A little bit.
Who's Khalees? It's like a job interview. I hate that question. Like, tell me about yourself.
I ain't gonna
Like,
hold you. I do too. So I'm so sorry.
no, you
I'm
good, you
so
good.
because I do too. I'd be like, dang,
I'll be like, I got a thing. Like, okay,
I'd be like outside of work or at work or with my friends.
something that ain't gonna get me fired, you know? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm originally from Fort Worth. Moved to the Frisco area with my sophomore year of high school. Um, Graduated, went off to Texas A&M Commerce. That's when
Okay.
life was pretty fun, away from home, on college, you know how it is. Then, of course, the suicide thing happened, came back home, been at home with my parents ever since. Yeah, hopefully moving out soon. If Lord says the same, but yeah,
Yeah.
love to paint. That's been keeping me sane.
Yeah, and I
Um,
just learned that today. I didn't know that.
Period. You need a painting, let me know.
So
Um,
I'm excited to see your work. But yeah, that's awesome.
but yeah, of course, going to church, and just really figuring myself out and just where I go from that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So you briefly mentioned it about the suicide. So kind of take us there. So what was your life like around that time, like before, and how did you get to that space?
Oh, okay. So I'll take it back to middle school. Well, no, I'll take it back to elementary school.
Okay.
So elementary school, I was getting bullied, of
Mhm.
course. And then yeah, life was pretty. I hated it. I just know I didn't feel good. And so middle school, well, sixth grade came around, and so during that time, I was with all the kids I went to elementary school with, having fun. Then moved to a different middle school where majority of the kids didn't look like me. So, and it was hard for me to make friends as is. And so moved there, hard to make friends. The bullying didn't stop. And so, I write kill myself, all those things like on sheets of paper. And
You said you used to write it on sheets of paper.
I would like during class, like I hated it. Like, and my mom, of course, moved me into schools. Of course, better education, all that things, and I appreciate that. But of course, I just hated it. I miss my friends. It was hard for me to make friends. Like I just felt like I didn't fit in, and so I would write that. And then I remember, I don't know who told the counselor, but the counselor came up to me one day. She was like, "Can I speak with you?" I'm like, "For what? Like, what do you
Mm-hmm.
want?"
Yeah.
And so she took me into her office. We talked or whatever. So apparently, I guess one of my classmates seen what I wrote and they went to her and
Wow.
told her. So thank you to my classmate, but for being nosy.
Just
But
like right here for the business. Okay, so you said your mom wanted you to be in like a better school. Was
yes,
this like a predominantly white school?
yes.
Or okay. Okay.
Most of the schools, like even the one Frisco, which I went to, predominantly white, of course, moved there my sophomore year of high school. So it was just like the minute like I felt comfortable and I found a place where like, okay, I could call this home, I had to move. And it was somewhere I didn't want to be. And of course hard for me to make friends. It was like, okay, I got to start over with this again. And it's just like I don't feel at home here.
Yeah.
And so I struggled with that. But high school like wasn't as bad. Like the bullying stopped, like things kind of shifted, but at the same time I just still wasn't I hated it there. Like
Mm.
but it wasn't as bad. So I wasn't writing kill myself or anything like that in high school. Then I got to college. Of course college, I lost weight, things of that nature happened. I'm having fun. And so I think what sophomore year of college, yeah, my friends, I started feeling left out.
Mm-hmm.
Financial issues, family stuff going on, hearing about it, all that. And I just felt like I really didn't fit in anywhere. And I was hanging out with like three different friend groups, and I just still felt by myself. And then my friends pushing me away, family stuff, guy stuff, like it's just
Mm-hmm.
so much. So at that time, it was like, you know what? I'm ready to go. Um, and then of course I sent like a text message to one of the girls from my other friend group. And after I sent the message, she came running to the door and beating on it. And I was like leave me alone. But end up getting in, and then that's kind of how that stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I packed up, went home, been home ever since.
Got you. So the attempt happened while in college. And it was
Yes.
all these things that were going on. Did you talk to anybody? Like, did your parents know that you were going through this? Like, was there anyone that you were speaking to?
I was speaking to no. Well, I spoke to the counselor a little bit on campus, but I didn't tell her like too much.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll slip you into that mental institution. Ain't no.
You
Look,
said you ain't taking me there.
no, look, I got issues, but I ain't crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So I
They will
talked to.
put you on a 72-hour hold.
They definitely will. So no, ma'am.
Mhm.
So I talked to the counselor a little bit, but as far as like family, friends, or anybody like that, no. Like I
Yeah.
didn't tell my mom about it till what was it last year?
Mm.
I think last year, and that happened in what 2019. So
Wow.
I've been at home hiding that. And I didn't tell my brother until like a year before I told my mom. So yeah, I didn't tell anybody, and of course my friends, I told them after the fact, but I just
Yeah.
told them because I was like, I'm upset, like, and how they handled that situation made me angry.
Mhm.
One of them, I told them about it. One of them, he asked me, he was like, how was I gonna do it? I'm like, that's not the important question here. It's are you okay?
Yeah.
Not how. And then the other one, like, he was just sitting there quiet, and it was just like, okay,
Yeah. I think that's something that's not talked about enough. Like
yeah,
when it like of course we know about it, but I don't think like even me growing up, I don't think there was ever a time where like my parents or like even school or like anybody talked about, okay, if somebody experienced this, what do you do?
yeah.
And I did have a friend that was very open about what he wanted to do.
Mhm.
And I didn't know how to respond. Like I just was like, why would you say that?
Mhm.
Like what's going on? Like what's making you feel this way? And he was like, and it was scaring me because he was to the point where he was okay with it. Like he was just like, yeah, like it is what it is. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, can you not?
Like,
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, and I think he had a girlfriend at the time or ex girlfriend, but I know they were still talking. I reached out to her. I'm just like, do you know about this? She said, yeah, he always say that. Why are you calling me? And I literally was in a space where I was just like, what do you do in this situation?
yeah,
Because I'm just like, I ain't never had nobody tell me this, and I don't
yeah,
know what to do. So like, and this is way before I even like had like a super deep relationship with God. Cause like now I'm gonna go into prayer. We gonna pray this. We gonna pray about this, baby. But like
yeah.
for that, like for people who don't know what to do in those situations, like what would you tell them? Like if they did have a friend or a family member, or somebody that's like, or they have an inkling that they might be experiencing this, how could they support them?
Honestly, I'd say just talk to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
but not just anybody. I mean, if you can find someone who has like, especially now, just thinking about this, someone who has like a healthy relationship with God and someone that can actually like help you. Because it's easy to say go to your friends, but sometimes your friends might not always give you the best advice, or they may not know what to do because that's something very deep. So just find somebody if you can that has a deep relationship with God and talk to them, and just find good people to surround yourself with and be open and
Mm-hmm.
explain and just let people know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I forgot who told me this. It was like Khalees, or oh, one of the guy friends, because it was I had guy friends, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But one of them, he was like, when I told, he's like, Khalees, you hit it well. And he was like, we didn't, if something going on, we didn't know. And he was like, you could have just said something. And me, that type of person that kind of just like to handle things on my own. Like, honestly, just talk to your friends or just anybody that you can really trust with that. and just open up, find somebody. Don't run to drugs, nothing like that, but just go talk to somebody seriously.
That's good.
I'll say that.
I love that. Okay. So you attempted in college, and thank God for your friend
Yeah.
who came. Are y'all still friends today?
We are not. We have a mutual friend. But I seen her a while back. Just gave her a hug and stuff. Told her thank you. But no, we're not like close like that.
Yeah.
Like honestly, everybody that I was hanging out with at Commerce, I don't hang out with them anymore.
Yeah.
Some of them I still speak to, but majority of them no.
I get that. I understand that. Okay. So let's get to now you're back at home with your parents.
Yes.
And so kind of tell me, how did that look? Like, because you didn't tell your mom
Mm.
until you said a couple years ago,
Mm.
like, and she didn't know. So when you came back home, did they have any suspicions? Like, what did you tell them? Like, why are you home?
Well, at that time, like I was like having financial issues like with college and stuff, so I had to go back home regardless. So
Okay.
I say that was like my cover. It was like, okay, I can't, pay my tuition. This is I gotta go home. So I was like,
Yes.
okay. I mean, hey, cause like one like that, I didn't know how to tell my parents. Even in middle school, like they didn't know. They knew I was getting bullied. Like they knew that. I told them that. And they talked to the principal, stuff like that. But as far as me wanting to like kill myself, things of that nature, they didn't know. And so the financial issue, I was okay, yeah, that's why I'm back home. And so after that, like I was just hiding it. Like I was just hiding it. I was getting real heavy into the word, of course, watching sermons, all that. I just wanted to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was just doing that, kind of doing my own thing. I hated being home because it's like I'm in college, I'm doing my own thing. Like I don't want to be back at home, but I have to be 'cause financial and because the whole suicide thing is like I don't feel at home at college, and then I don't feel at home here, and I don't want to be. So it was just a battle. So fighting, not want to be at home, then trying to hold in that, and then dealing with, not having my friends there anymore. Like it just felt like I lost everything. The guy I was messing with, he's gone. Like it's like I lost everything, and like I'm back to square one. And
Yeah.
so just trying to do all that, figure myself out, then trying to feel better at the same time. It was just like, oh
It's like
Lord.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. So I was watching sermons like every day, like
Mm-hmm.
journaling all day. I'm on my 12th journal now, but
Mm-hmm.
I was in it heavy. And then, of course, I think a year or two later, I was just like, I stopped for a second. I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't know. I guess you could say I was angry.
Mm.
Like, I wasn't where I wanted to be. And things, I was trying to get my friends back, all that, it just wasn't working. So it's like, okay, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. That is a lot. And it's like, it's so crazy because it makes me think, like, as a mother now,
Mhm.
I'm so scared of that. Like, I'm getting emotional. Like, I'm getting so emotional. But, like, I'm so scared of that because I had a very close relationship with my mom.
Mhm.
And, like, I told her everything except my deepest trauma. Like, and it took me a long time to tell her that. And I just think about being a mom now. I'm just like, I don't want my child to suffer. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that is so hard because children can be really good at hiding.
Hey, I know all that too well.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just listening. I'm like, oh my gosh, I would hate to know that my baby was suffering, and I
Yeah.
didn't know. That hurts my heart. I think as a parent, like, I think that would help too, with children being able to go to their parents when they're
Mhm.
going through things if they already have that openness with them, and
Yeah.
you make them feel safe all the time. But maybe you did it. Maybe you didn't feel safe. So I'm sorry you went through that.
Thank you.
But oh Lord, it's okay. Oh girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I say that was a very hurtful moment. And then of course one of the guy friends asking me how, that was just like,
Yeah.
why does that
I
matter?
feel like that's inappropriate.
Yeah, like it was just why
Yeah.
would you ask that? And even me, I was trying to, after like the friendship, I left everything, I was still trying to fix it. Or like after all that happened, I kind of like in me, I felt like I did something wrong. Like I don't know why, but the friendship, I feel like everything was my fault on why it ended and I was just so busy trying to restore the friendships, get everything that I lost back. And like now that I've grown from that and like really looking at everything, it's like everything I had, I don't want it back. In
Yeah.
all honesty, I don't. I really don't. And seeing like where everybody else is in life now and just where I want to be in life, I don't want it back. But at that time, like that hurts. Like people you think are gonna be in your life forever, I thought it was gonna be my like family, but like friends, and seeing all that just go, it's like, what do I do
Yeah.
now?
I know. Whew. Girl, that's crazy.
But yeah, I hit it for a long time, very long time. I don't know how I did it honestly, but it was rough.
To me, it just sounds like kind of like what I said earlier about not having. I don't. It doesn't seem like with the people you had around you, like whether it's your parents or the friends that you. It don't seem like you had really a safe space. Like you didn't really have a place where you felt like you could,
Mm.
just. And then when you tried, it was almost like, dang, why? So, yeah, that's tough. I can imagine. But one thing I did hear that I want to comment on is you said when you got back home, you started getting into the word. So it's like you had that foundation. Like that was already in you. So like and you just wanted to feel better. So what made you do that?
I mean, that's honestly the only thing I knew how to do in that moment. And of course, growing up, I grew up in church.
Mhm.
Um, from Fort Worth all the way not like going to church was a normal thing. And of course, parents always go to God. Da, da, da. So like coming back home, like that's like honestly the only thing I knew how to do. Like, like I didn't know what else to do. I was like, okay, let's watch sermons, and the sermon was good. I was like, okay, okay, let's see what else you got. And the other one was good, so I was just like, okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. But I was thinking about this today. Like even though I was like in the word, watching sermons, doing all that stuff, I was doing it to feel good, but like I wasn't really growing a relationship with God. I was just trying to ease my pain, and even then, I was still hurting a little bit on the inside. So like that's great, and I'm glad I did that. I'm appreciative of it. But at the same time, like I was doing something, but I wasn't really doing nothing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but you were still doing it though. So I know that whether it was just for you to feel good, you were still being fed spiritually. You were
Yes.
still being fed. It was still there. So I know you said that you did that for a while and then you just stopped. So
Mhm.
like, why did you stop? What happened?
I think what happened is I think my focus shifted
Mhm.
because like went home, got into the word. I was like, okay, I need to feel better, And then once I got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm not, I guess you could say depressed. I'm not is like sad. I'm feeling better now. And so during that time, it was like, okay, I'm feeling better. Let me go find my friends. Let me go get all this stuff back that I had. Let me see how
Mm.
they're doing. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. And I think that's what the main thing was. My focus shifted from like God and just trying to feel better to, okay, now let me go get my life back. And not
Mm.
really realizing, is this the life for me? Are these the people that need to be in my life anyways? So yeah, I think it was just my focus.
That's so good you said that because y'all, she go to one community too. I be doing like all types of one community plugs. Anytime somebody come on here, I'm just like, if you in the DFW area,
Hey, come on
tap
now.
in, tap in. But I don't know. I'm like, who? What was it? Past? It was one of the pastors. I don't
Bro,
know. One of the pastors.
it's a whole lot of them.
It's a whole lot of them. But one of the pastors was preaching, and I remember him saying, something about the reason God won't take away your pain is because if He does, you'll forget about Him.
Hmm.
So it's like a lot of times people seek God, or what I know I have. I'll seek God when I'm in pain or when I'm suffering because it's like I just want this to stop. I just don't want to feel this no more. But as soon as I start feeling good, I'm not in the Word like I was. I'm not praying like I was. I'm not journaling like I was. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's so good you said that because that's how it is. That's a reality. As soon as you start feeling good, it's just like, all right, thank you, Lord. Now I'm
Sun
feeling
out. Let's. Hey.
right. So that I love that you said that's yeah, that's real. That's very real. Okay, so um, I know that the attempt happened and you came home. I know and you started to feel better, but typically that's temporary.
Yes.
So like was there a point that you kind of like reverted back into that sadness, that depression where you started to feel that way again?
Almost definitely. When things didn't go the way I wanted it to. Like, hey, I was in that word. I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. Okay, like I can do this again. And then going back out trying to get those friendships and stuff. Then when things didn't turn out the way I wanted, I was like, God, look, it's me again. Like,
That is me again.
it's me again. And so at that time, my mom, she's like, I found a church for us to go to, a new church or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. And it was one community, of course, but the Louisville. So we went. I was like, I don't really like this location. And where the pastor at? Why are we watching him on the screen?
Oh yeah.
And they was like, he's at the Plano. And so we went to the Plano location. I was like, I remember this church. And just a little quick story there.
Uh-huh.
I had a friend in high school. She passed away on my brother's birthday, I think months before I went off to college.
Wow.
Um and so before that, me and her were making cake pops one day, and it was for an event at 1. And so
Mhm.
we dropped off the cake pops at 1, and I wasn't paying attention to the church. I was like, "Oh, this is nice, cool, yeah, whatever." And so when she passed away, she had her funeral service there. And then, of course, when me and my mom, she said she found the church, and we came to the Plano campus, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the same church my friend had her funeral." I was like, "Okay, cool. You know what? We're gonna start going here." And so I've been at one ever since. That's when it started back, of course, getting into the word, going to church, things like that. I still wasn't involved in doing like trying to get into a community, just going to church. Um, and then after that, that's when they started talking about YA. I was like, okay, it's on Sundays. They was like,
YA, Young Adults Bible Study.
yes. They
I'll
was
be putting in
like,
another plug for that too. Okay, sorry.
yeah, look out for that. But cause I used to do it on Sundays a while back, and then they switched to Mondays. So like it's on Monday. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll come on Monday. So after that, it started coming. Cool. That's when I got into a group, got into bronze, and I believe they were actually shout out to the bronze group. If y'all ever see that, yeah. But they were the first group of people I told about the situation. Told them
Mhm.
before my mom, my brother, anybody except of course the friends. But they were the first ones I told about the situation, and I think after that I felt some relief.
Mhm.
Because after that moment, everybody else started opening up about their little situation. I was like, well, it's not little, excuse me.
I know what you
Started
mean.
opening up about their situation. I was like, oh wow, look at me speaking up, and it opened doors for everybody else. Um, and so after that, I felt relief, and I think that's kind of what opened the door for me to like tell my brother and tell like my mom as well. Just actually opening up my mouth, which was something that was hard for me to do. That just kind of opened the door for that. So got back into the
Wow.
word, got some community in there. So yeah,
I love it. And that's the part right there, community. That is the part right there. So I be so excited, like when people get to that point where it's just like, because I tell people like when they're going through stuff, like we are not meant to go through things alone. Like we're gonna go through things regardless. That's just a part of life.
yeah,
But God gives us tools. He gives us research, not researchers, resources to be able to get through things. And one of our biggest resources is our community. I'm like, we need each other. We need people to get through it.
Mhm.
So you get in a community, so you feel like that was a big turning point for you to help like towards your healing towards that.
Yes. Honestly, yeah, I say it was just being able to speak about it. That was a big turning point for me, and also opening the door to new friendships, um, and just new energy. Even though, like, as far as community goes, friendship wise, it's still a work in progress. I got some new friends, of course, but it's still work in progress, new for me. Because, of course, growing up, I was always the type to be a loner. Like,
Mhm.
it was just me, and somehow I ended up in a big group of friends. Don't know how, but I honestly I don't know because it's like growing. It was just always me by myself, and somehow I end up joining like a pair or like 3 people, and then I'm like, "Ooh, this is a lot." Like I need to go back to being me for a minute, and so I just love to isolate myself a lot and just deal with stuff on my own and just do life by myself. So like opening up to community and things like that is new for me even though I've been in big groups, but actually like being intentional with it and opening up and just building that relationship, that's still a work in progress for me.
Mhm.
So I'm enjoying it, but It's a work in progress.
I get that. That's so understandable. So, like, how do you feel now, like, on your journey? Like, after you joined one, you
Mhm.
was in bronze group. I mean, you in gold now. Just saying.
Yes.
You in gold now. You
No
in
shade, no
gold. You
shade,
in
no shade.
gold with me. No, all the groups are great. All the groups are great.
Love them.
They are. They're amazing, and I'm so glad that we have that. But during your time, like now you're in community, you're going to church, YA, all of that. Um, did you have any other moments? Did you have any other attempts, or did you feel a lot better? Like were things changing, or how did you feel?
I'll say no for the attempts or any like suicide. Okay, I'll have some thoughts like when I'm just having a rough day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to run into a wall. But like I don't mean it.
Why?
But no, cause some days, man, like I'll be honest, especially living at home. I
It's
love
supposed to
my.
be serious.
Sorry. At least I can laugh about it now.
No,
Hey,
I get that. I get that.
but living at home, I love my parents, love them dearly, you know. But living at home with your parents as an adult, it is so hard because part of it is kind of like you're raising your parents in a way, and
Mm.
especially when they have their own little issues, they want to include you in them, like you, the counselor. And it's like I have my own issues on top of trying to be an adult, on top of trying to move out, on top of trying to have a love life, but it's crazy out here. On top of building friendships, on top of still healing, like I'm dealing with so much of my own, plus dealing with y'all. And then I have my little sister at home as well. So trying to set an example for her. And it's just like it's so much I'm trying to do right now. And like I've had my moments like, God, look.
So you really it's almost like you need your independence. You need your space.
I need it bad,
Yeah.
bad. And of course, fear been holding me back. And my mama too. She be like, Khalees, you ain't gotta go nowhere.
Yes,
You
I
can
do.
stay at
Yep.
home.
Yes, I do,
She be
Mama.
like, you ain't gotta pay nothing. You get good food. You got somewhere to stay. And it be sounding good too, especially prices out here now. But really, cause like now I'm at a place now, 2025, I'm really trying to move out and
Mhm.
really just it's time to grow up. Seriously. And so now it sounded good, but now it's like I can't do that anymore. And
Yeah.
I have to tune that out. I have to tune it out. And
Yeah.
that's been a big thing for me because I value my parents' opinion so much. Um, and that's never a good thing. You should always go to God first and foremost for anything. So I just been working on that too. But yeah, living at home, it would drive you up the wall as an
Yeah.
adult. Like, but yeah, no attempts. Just I had those moments where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, but as of right now, where I am, I'm doing better. Still healing, of course. I've been really just becoming more self-aware of like my triggers, things I don't like, things I do like. Just really, I've been really learning myself and like my emotions, dealing with that, managing those, and just asking myself these questions and just really understanding myself. Like,
Mhm.
okay, why am I doing this? What causes? And then, of course, a lot of stuff stems from childhood.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot better now, more self-aware of my actions and myself. Still have my moments just of sadness, things of that nature. And just still trying to find my place.
Mhm.
And I think, of course, me moving out would be a big stepping or turning point in that. But yes, right now I'm doing better, just still trying to find my home.
I
So
get
yeah.
that. Yeah. I gotta ask you about the T word. It's a cuss word to a lot of black people. It's a cuss word, but like, have you ever done therapy? No, you
Oh,
don't.
girl, watch your mouth. Girl, no.
I swear therapy is like a trigger word to some people of
No,
color.
no, I love therapy. I encourage it honestly. I did it for a little bit, but therapy can get expensive.
Expensive. Yes, it can.
And
No, same.
it did get expensive for me. I was like, yeah, I gotta pause on this. And I honestly I would go back to therapy, of course, when it get in the budget.
Yeah.
But yes, I love therapy. I think it's great. The therapist that I had, she was great. She checked me sometimes. I was like, all right then.
As she should.
I mean, she should, but like, come on now, you're supposed to be on my side. Like,
Mm-mm.
come on now. But no, she checked me. She did a good job. But no, I encourage therapy. talking to a human being. All you people that like to use Chat GPT, please stop.
I mean, ChatGPT is my bestie. It's a great tool,
It
but
is,
it's not.
but
It's not like a human. You're right. It's not. It's not. But I do love ChatGPT. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
ChatGPT cool, but like
As a
go
therapist,
see a
yes,
therapist, please.
I
Go,
agree.
like honestly, that human interaction, honestly, you can't beat it.
Hmm.
Like it's so much better. Like I don't know, I love it.
Yeah, I love that. And I
But
do believe you need the two T's. One is a cuss word, one is holy. That's theology and therapy. So you need Jesus and
I need
you
both.
need therapy. Yeah, I think you need both. I feel like that's the ultimate journey of healing because healing is not linear. You don't start somewhere and there's a finish line. It's like
Yeah, and I've been
it's all over the place.
I've been learning that too because I thought, okay, I'm healing now. Cool, I should be great. And then here I am years later, still, dealing with some of the same stuff, still having like certain emotions on certain things. And I'm thinking, like, okay, I should be past this by now. It's been what, 3, 4 years. But healing is a never ending thing. You're always gonna be healing from something. Like it's
Exactly.
never ending. It's just now a matter of me not making the right decisions, but watching my response to things now, knowing what I know, and knowing the people I know, how situations play. Like it's just more about my response to things now. Some things I still respond to not the best way, but yeah, it's just my response to things that I'm working on, which I'm doing better with, but it's still a work in progress, big time.
That's okay. It's supposed to be a work in progress. And that's what I was about to say. Like it can be 10 years down the line and you feel like you ain't been triggered in all those 10 years and then that one thing happened. But
Yeah.
I will say along the way, I feel like we gain the emotional intelligence, the awareness to know like, okay, this before
Mm.
I would have cussed them out. But now that I know and I know the problem and I understand this is a trigger, I know how to express myself better. So it's like over time you just learn how to deal with it better because it's just a never ending journey.
It isn't. And I think also the people that come into your life also play a part in that too.
Hmm.
Like some people in my life I don't talk to anymore, some I still do. Like looking back on some of those relationships, they were I feel like they were like a mirror to me to kind of show me myself in a way. So I think those relationships and just people that come into your life, whether they stay or whether they leave, like just try to ask God to show you that situation, that person, and just take a lesson from it and
Yeah.
use that and move forward.
Yeah, that's true. You can ask God too. Like, if you meet somebody, you can ask them, like, "Hey, Lord, is this person supposed to be in my life for a reason, a season, a lifetime? Like, what is this? Let me know. Let
I
me know."
sometimes hate that question though, because it's
I
like
know.
some people I don't want the answer.
I feel that, and I'm like that too. I'll intentionally not pray a prayer because I want, I don't want the answer. Like, low key, I did that last night, y'all. I literally was talking to God, and I was just like, I literally said to God. I don't even want the answer, but I'm gonna just pray the prayer anyway because you already know.
Like you know,
You already know. So
and
let
I
me just get
know.
it out the way. Let me rip the band-aid off and just ask the question. Sheesh.
No, seriously, I'll be like, "God, I don't want to pray. I know deep inside what I need to do, God, but I don't.
But I don't want to hear
I don't.
it. Not today. Maybe another
For
time.
a year or two,
You
maybe.
said a year or two. A year or two is crazy. That's why we
Look,
be set back. Okay.
that's true. That is true.
We gotta get it together.
That is true.
That is funny. But no, I'm so happy. It sounds like you're in a much better headspace than what you were. Do you feel like you are?
Yes, I do. I do. It's those moments where I feel like I've grown and progressed, and then there's those moments where it's like, okay, have I really? Um, I say that's where I kind of get like stuck. It's like, okay, I've grown a lot because I would have handled the situation totally different back then. And I'm like, okay, at least you did. And then there's moments where it's like, no, I ain't do nothing. So I feel like yes, I have, but it's moments where I just feel like I haven't.
And I think that's human, but I like the fact that because the journey is about progression, it's not about perfection. Like
That's
we'll
true.
never be perfect. Jesus was the only perfect human. We can't do that, and I know I won't. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm just not. But I think it is about being graceful with yourself during your journey and, giving yourself that credit. Like, okay, before I would do this, but now I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So I think you're in a much better space.
Thank you.
Especially if you can look back and say, like, oh, I've been doing better. And you just keep going.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. It feels great. Especially now, me actually talking about it on a platform like this, because Khalees back then definitely wouldn't have done that. Is this is also a turning point for me. So this is a start of something new for me. So yeah.
I'm glad I could be a part of the journey.
Thank you for the opportunity. If you ain't mentioned this in a group me, I would have been like, yeah. God, I'm just keep talking to you about it and I say nothing.
Oh, no, because there's always going to be somebody that like can learn from your story
Mhm.
and learn from like how you experience things, how you did things and your journey. Like they can learn from you and you can bless somebody. So never be afraid to share. Like I tell people all the time, I'm an open book for a reason. I
Mhm.
mean, I may not get into the nitty-gritty all the time,
Yeah.
but I will share, especially if I know that a person may be struggling with it. I'm like, okay, all right, girl, let me tell you how I sympathize with you. Let me tell you about this one time. Just
Here, take a seat.
take a seat, girl. Let me tell you how you gonna get through it because I went through it. Like, let me help you out. So I just think it's amazing. Like, and a lot of times when we're going through it,
Mhm.
it's always like, why God? Like, why am I going through this? And you feel like, bro, do you love me?
No,
Like, what is going
seriously.
exactly? But then, like, when you get through it, and you see the other side, because on the other side is always him, and he's always there. He was always chasing after you, always with you. You learn that like the whole time, and now you have this testimony.
Mhm.
Now you have something you can share with others, and I think that's so beautiful. Even though it didn't feel beautiful.
It did. It really didn't. Lord, it didn't. Like now looking back at it, it's like it's been a lot these past few years, and the fact that I held so much of it in, it's like, Lord, like and that's still a struggle for me. It's still hard for me to express some things, even just me being myself. It's still hard to, and some of my friends can like see it, but I have grown, but it's been
Yeah.
a lot holding stuff in, trying to keep a smile, making and even just checking on other people in the midst of it. And it's like, Lord, I'm tired. Because people be telling me their problems. I'm like, I help you, but look.
No, I would say yeah.
Look.
I think it's important, especially if you're the type of person that you know what you can and can't handle.
Mhm.
And like a lot of times, unfortunately, our friends and our family are not always considerate
Mhm.
of what we are feeling. Sometimes they'll just dump on you without like, hey, how are you feeling first before like. So I think it's important to set a boundary with those type of things too. Like it's important all around just to have boundaries for yourself and your sanity. But
Mhm.
like, just be like, hey, I love you so much, but I do not have the mental capacity to take this on right now.
Mhm.
I mean, if there's someone else you can talk to or even journal about it, and when I have the space to receive, I can let you know and we can talk about it. But like right now, I can't handle it. So I think it's okay. Like sometimes you got to tell people that, and then I feel like if they don't understand, that's not fair. That's not fair to you, you know? But
I'm gonna start doing it that way. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'll just not answer their message. Not like, Lord forgive me, but like, they're like, hey, can you talk? Look, do not disturb. I just I don't even feel like responding sometimes. Like I don't, because I know if I respond, here they come, and I just
yeah.
some days I don't want to hear it, especially long days after work too, dealing with other people that's not even close to like.
Oh girl, at work is the worst. I feel like work they just start talking.
Literally. And me, sometimes I'll be quiet at work. I never understand why people do this, but me at work, I go to work, do my job, go home. I'm really not trying to be your friend and talk to you. I'll still be cordial, but I'm not, look, Jillian, I'm not trying to be your friend today, okay?
I hope
But
there's not a real Jillian at your job.
no, it ain't.
I'm like, y'all should just call Jillian out. Jillian, she don't want to be a friend.
At least I'm being upfront, Jillian, okay? But no, like I'll be sitting somewhere quiet, and then one of my coworkers come up, just started talking, telling me their life story. Why are you here? Like I didn't ask for this. And then one lady, she was like, "Yeah, don't tell nobody." who am I gonna tell? Like she just started shut.
I don't know nobody you know.
I don't like who am I going to tell? What I'm and me, I still listen because I know what it feels like to not have nobody to talk to or open
Yeah,
up to. So me, I still listen, but it's like, who am I gonna tell?
girl. I don't know the
You
next
don't tell nobody.
the
Like,
next coworker. You say you don't know for real. You the one that came to me with this. How about-
like okay. I mean, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Okay, but no, I still listen because I
Yeah.
know what that feels like, and I feel like sometimes that's kind of my problem. I know like what it feels like to not have that, and so I'm so quick to be like, yes, I'll listen, yes, 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 and then I say yes so much to the point where it's like, okay, now I ain't got nothing left. And
Mhm.
then sometimes you ain't got nothing left, and you try to go to people and tell them your problem, they not there to listen. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh Lord,
And I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, I'm glad you mentioned a lot of stuff. I feel like that's my line. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that. But no, I am because I think it's so important to give out of your overflow.
mm-hmm.
Like, we have to fill up our own cups first
Mm-hmm.
to make sure we are okay. And then out of that overflow, we give to others
Yeah,
because you can't give from an empty cup. If you ain't got nothing, what you giving? Air?
yeah,
Girl, and then y'all both gonna die. Then what?
no, for
Suffocating.
real.
Both suffocating because
Like, goodness.
the blind leading the blind.
No, seriously. So like now that's another thing I'm learning. Like just make sure I'm well first and filled with God first before I try to give anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Cause I can't if I ain't got it, I can't give it to you.
No, for
Somebody
real.
I ain't got it. Please I ain't got it. I ain't
Khalees,
got
can I
it.
have a hug? I ain't got it. I ain't got it on me. I ain't got it on me
What
to
you
give you
mean?
a hug.
I ain't got it today. Check
My
me.
arm's gone.
Yeah. Like wait, Lord, nah. Look, I love my arms.
Right? Look. Listen. Because the way I be like, I know, thank you, Jesus, for taking our transgressions, but I still be thinking about God in the Old Testament. So I be like, just be careful what you say. Cause,
No, seriously. But no, I've grown.
hmm,
I'm proud. And then some of my friends have seen it. One of my friends, we had dinner together. He was like, Khalees, you talking? I was like, yeah. He was like, see, because back then you wouldn't talk to nobody. You wouldn't do nothing. You did it. I'm like, yeah, I know, whatever. So yeah, I've made some big improvements. And I think me talking has been the major one for me. Because me being so silent about everything, even the bullying for a minute, how I felt about moving schools, like everything, I've just held on to it and not said anything. So me talking, I say, is my biggest like improvement. So
hmm, I love that. And I'm proud of you too.
thank you.
And I think you kind of said it earlier, but I mean, you've been saying it pretty much about just like talking to people and opening up. Because if you were to tell someone that's struggling with what you're struggling with,
Mhm.
watching this, like, other than like talking about it, what are some other advice that you would give them with dealing with things like this?
Of course, yes, talk to other people about it. Talk to God most importantly if you know who God is. If not, fine, God, church, But also just make sure you're taking care of you and focusing really on you and who you are as a person. Because I think for me, I just got lost in other people. And me, low key having like the people pleasing thing going on. Like I
You as a
can't.
people pleaser?
I was big time. And of course that probably started from childhood and my parents and stuff like that. Um, but me just wanting to make sure everybody else is okay, making sure everybody else is straight. And me now, it's like, okay, I gotta make sure I'm straight. So I just say, really make sure you're okay. You're taking care of you. You're doing things for you. Well, for God, but like for you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just making sure you're making decisions for you and not based off nobody else and not changing who you are for anybody else and just making sure like you're living the life you want to live. And I think that would stop not kind of stop a lot of people from like feeling those things, like just basically filling yourself up, living your life, paying attention to yourself, making sure you just taking care of yourself,
Yeah.
because you can get so caught up in trying to make sure everybody else is good, everybody else feels happy and things like that. And a lot of people, especially nowadays, They're not gonna care if you happy. As long as you make them feel good, they got what they want from you. Your feelings don't really matter unless they really, really care about you. But even then, like, just make sure you're straight first. Like, that's the biggest thing. And of course, make sure you got a good community around you. Like, don't just have anybody in your circle. Like, that's the biggest thing, because people you think, oh, they're my friends, da, 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 are they really helping you grow in life? And if they not, like, pray about that, because some people could be going through a rough time and they mean well and they need to grow, and y'all can grow together, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just make sure your circle is really moving somewhere, because if not, y'all gonna be stuck together.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
like, nobody in there trying to grow, like, it's not going nowhere. So I say that. Talk to somebody, find a good community, and make sure you fill in your cup.
There we go. Top three: talk, fill your own cup, and get in community. The right community, because the wrong community can become your cage. I think Pastor Deshaun just said that.
No, I think that's Pastor
No,
Kendall.
Pastor Kendall. Yes,
Actually, his message was good. He funny. Like,
he is
I like
hilarious.
him.
He is hilarious. He's
Oh,
funny.
and learn to say no sometimes. Okay? It's okay to say no. If they get mad at your no, it's okay. They can be mad. Like,
They'll get over it.
like, you don't have to say yes to everything. And that's one more thing I'm learning now. I'm learning a lot. But no, you don't have to say yes to everything. Not just when it comes to relationships, but even jobs. Um, like anything, you don't have to say yes to everything, because not everything is for you. So of course, me now, especially just trying to go to God, every time something presents itself, opportunity, relationship, I go pray to God first. Well, I try to. Some things I'll be jumping in and just. But a lot of
No.
stuff,
No.
like, I go to God first, pray about it, and see what He says first, and then I take that step. And then sometimes God wants you to take that step, and just keep Him with you. But just go to God first
Yeah.
and pray. Prayer. That's the big. Just pray.
Yeah.
Please pray.
And prayer doesn't have to be formal. Like, you could pray in your shower. It's just like spending time with God and talking to God.
I be talking to God like He my friend. I'm like,
I do
hey,
too.
get in the car, God. So this is what happened. Like,
Precisely.
look,
No, I do too. I do too.
they
No,
did
for
this to me today. Your children, get them.
real.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, I love having conversations with God. And I'm like, you right. Like, just, I'm like, yeah, I don't even know why I thought about that.
No, seriously. Then I'll go into a prayer afterwards and cry a little bit, depending on what it is.
Yes,
But yeah, talking to God, he be there. He be listening.
all the time, all the time. Well, I love that. That's so good.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for sharing. Like, I appreciate you so
No, thank
heavily.
you for the opportunity. Seriously,
Yeah.
because me, I'm also kind of a perfectionist. I want things to be like the perfect time. I want to have the perfect this ready before I make the move. And now obedience is the big thing for me, especially of course with art and just sharing that. But yeah, obedience is big for me right now. So now I'm trying my best to just make those moves, no matter how it may look, and then just trust the process, and of course keep God with me. So
Amen. I love it. Do you have a website for your art?
not yet. That is a
Okay.
work in progress.
So, how can people get art from you?
Oh Lord Jesus. My Instagram. Lord. I'll do my personal. I don't have my business set up yet. But
Okay.
go to my personal Instagram. It's underscore KELI5 underscore. Contact me there, DM me, be respectful.
I know that's
No,
right.
be respectful, but that's how you can get in touch with me now. But yeah.
And what kind of art is it? Like, how would you describe your style?
Sheesh. That's a good question. Because I do all types of different like art. I do pour paints. Some of them are like messages.
So, like, do you do more so like portraits? Like, are you doing people? Are you doing landscaping? Is it more like,
how can I put it? It's more like
is it
objects.
abstract?
Like
Object? Okay.
it's, how can I put it? I don't do portraits, not yet. A
Okay.
lot of people keep telling me to do portraits because that's where the money at. But look, if it's not on my heart to paint, I'm not painting it. But yeah, it's more like messages. Like, I can't explain it. I'll just say it's more message type art.
Okay.
So one of them, it's a girl jumping off of a cliff, but it's a hand reaching out, and that hand is God. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's stuff like that. It's not
Okay.
necessarily like people, but like more like objects that can give meaning, you know?
I love it.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, y'all, DM her if you're interested in some paintings.
please do.
But yes, girl, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. At the end of each video, I do a rooted reflection prompt. So the rooted reflection prompt I have for today, you can sit with it, you can think about it, you can journal it, you can write it in the comments, whatever you want to do. But the question is, where have you been hiding pain instead of handing it to God? What would it look like to let Him carry it for you? I think that's so good because I feel like no matter what we're going through, it it's just so peaceful if you just lay it at His feet.
Most definitely.
Just give it to God. I don't even want to think about it no more. I don't even want to carry it. I just here, it's yours.
No, seriously. Look,
Throw it over
go
there.
ahead.
All that little bucket.
Swish, you know.
Oh, like here, you can
Kobe,
take
like,
it. You
look.
can take it because it's too much.
You honestly can't hide anything.
Not from God
Yeah,
at
especially
all.
him. He gonna reveal stuff.
Yeah, but it's like God is so kind though.
Yeah.
He don't put you on blast like some humans do.
Almost definitely.
He's gonna reveal you to yourself, usually in a quiet place, usually
Yeah.
like the personal time spent with him, and it's just like that conviction. It's like gentle correction.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, God is so good.
He really is.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lord. But all right, so the scripture today comes from Isaiah 53 and 5. And it says, "But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace, and with his wounds we are healed." So no matter what we go through, Jesus paid the price already for us. Amen.
See?
We're going to wrap this up. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. And thank you so much again for coming on. I appreciate you so, so much. I'm so grateful. But yeah, until next time, y'all, stay rooted, stay real, and stay close to Him. Bye, y'all.
Bye.